Hi, everybody, and welcome to the $1 Billion Banker podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Perrone, and today we have Shanyah from Buttermee Pancakes with us.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us today.
I'm so excited to be here.
I've been holding back asking you questions as we've been sitting here getting ready to go, and I'm excited for the listeners to learn more about you and your business and just such a phenomenal story. I had to connect with Shanyah because my brother-in-law, we're out to dinner one night, and we were finishing up at McLuhan's, and he's like, oh, we should go get pancakes. He's like, they're so good. He's like, look. He just starts scrolling through these amazing pancakes at Buttermee Pancakes. But you're here today because we want to learn about you, right? Obviously, you have an amazing service you provide. Everyone's loving it. But tell us about how you started this amazing business. How did you get here?
So I was getting my master's in clinical mental health and rehabilitation counseling.
Mm-hmm.
And the program's a little bit heavy.
Okay.
So I started cooking. Like I was cooking all the time. And then there were things that I was making that my family just really liked. Like I would make ribs and chicken. And so they were pretty sold on those foods.
Uh-huh.
And so they're like, yeah, make that. And I was like, okay, guys, I'm not inspired anymore. Like I'm a little bit bored now. So to re-inspire myself, I started making stuff that I hate. And I hate pancakes. Like I hated pancakes.
Wow.
They were just, well, I'm not a cake person in general. So pancakes were like just a derivative of cake. And I was like, this is gross. They're yellow and like soggy. And
she's really selling it here.
Yeah, no, they were not good. And so there were little things that I liked about them. Like, I mean, I thought waffles were better, but I realized it was just because they had some crispiness to it. And so when a pancake had a crispy edge, if you burn it by accident,
right?
I was like, okay, that's pretty good. That's not bad.
Okay.
But everything else, like the mouth feel, it was just terrible.
You're just not into it. The texture, it looks delicious. I mean, I don't know how.
No, these are great. I love the little ones.
Okay.
The big ones, that was what was gross to me.
See.
So I looked up how everybody else was eating pancakes. I mean, at that time, I was doing anything just to keep myself busy during my not school hours because of how heavy the program was. I was like, I have to entertain myself. Right. I was ordering all these different ice cream machines. I was making homemade ice cream. Like I was just having fun. And so I looked up how they eat pancakes everywhere else. And
like in other countries? Like,
yeah, in other countries.
Interesting.
Just other states also. Like I was like, is there any innovation to pancakes at all?
This is fascinating. Like
yeah.
no one thought that much thought and investigation went into this amazing pancakes here.
Yeah, but I mean, it was all accidental though. It was all accidental because when I looked up any kind of pancake innovation, then I discovered takoyaki, which is the Japanese pancakes, and they're mini, also like tiny little balls, but they put octopus in it and different foods. And I was like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. And then I saw the Dutch have pufferges, but they're made with yeast and buckwheat, so they're not the same as American pancakes. But I was like, but the tiny aspect is really cool. Like that's cool.
So you gleaned a little insight there, a little inspiration.
Yeah, I was so inspired. I was like, I want this machine because I want to taste mini pancakes. I had Googled if anyone nearby did tiny pancakes so I could go try them, see if I would like them. And I didn't see anything. I did see something in the West Coast and I was like, I'm not going to California for like a few months. So I ordered the machine and I just made it myself. I said, oh, I could do that. Right. And so I ordered the machine and I was making pancakes and the entire experience was fun, like the flipping it, and because we manually flip the pancakes. So they're on one side and they cook on one side and then you get a stick and you kind of just like toss them over yourself. Okay. And the whole experience was fun. We were like, this is actually pretty cool. And they tasted really good. When your
family was like raving about the end product? Or?
Oh, they were in love. They were in love. I think my cousins, they, at this point, like I taught them how to flip their own pancakes and they're like 13, 10, 8. I'm like, you have to learn because I can't just stand here and make flipping these pancakes
all day.
Yeah, all day.
You got stuff to do. You're running a business now. So.
Yeah, now. At the time, I was not. I was just at home, had this machine, and I was making pancakes for my family at home.
That's a part of the story I really want to hear more about. So you're 24 years old. You were in college. You were heading in the direction to go for your master's, and And then tell us how you ended up. Well, what were you going for, and then how did you divert here?
Yeah. So I was getting my master's in clinical mental health and rehab counseling. So I wanted to be a clinical mental health professional. I actually wanted to own a behavioral health facility. I didn't necessarily want to be a counselor.
Okay.
But I just figured that was the right path, is starting with the knowledge and the legalities, because I would be a licensed counselor even if I wanted to practice or not. But I just knew that since I wanted to own the building, I should have the license to practice. So
yeah. Well, you obviously are very like entrepreneurial. You want to you don't want, it doesn't sound like you want to be anyone's employee, from what I'm hearing. You're like, I don't want to be a counselor. I wanted to own the agency.
It didn't feel creative enough to me. Okay. I'm not creative in an artsy sense. Okay. I can't draw. I can't sing. None of that. But my creativity was always like grander. I like
where do you think that comes
solve.
from? Like why are you such a big thinker?
I actually have no idea. I have no idea.
We're gonna have to like psychotherapy here today and figure that out.
No, we are. We should do that. When I was young, when I first said, you choose a career when you're young, and I first said what I wanted to be, I told my mom I was going to own an ice cream store and a Hello Kitty store.
There you go. Well, I mean, ice cream's not too far away from. Do you put ice cream on these?
Not currently, but I've been in talks with expanding on the ice cream. I actually not on the boardwalk. I have a lot going on the boardwalk. We'll get to that though. Yeah.
How did you end up opening? How did you get the funding to start this? And obviously you were inspired by your family, but tell us.
Okay. So after I was making pancakes in the house and I was like, okay, this is cool. This is fun. I just thought it was cool and fun in general. And so when my family and everybody, the people in my house mainly, and then my aunt and her kids, they were the ones who would come over and I'd make pancakes for them. And I was like, you should do something. Like, you should do something with this. This is cool. I've always wanted to own a business. So I thought, because I was getting my master's and I had the summer off, because I only had 2 more classes left. Okay. So I had the summer because my classes didn't start until the fall. And I said, all right, well, for the summer, maybe I'll cater events, do like, because my family is always throwing a party, like always throwing a party. And it doesn't matter what the party is for. Yeah. So I was like, well, this would be a fun addition to a party. Like, we could do a brunch and have these tiny little pancakes there. So I went to a bridal expo. Okay. Last March. I went to a bridal expo and I just thought this would be a fun summer thing. I would maybe cater baby shower, brunch, something. And I went to a bridal expo, and from the time that we like laid our first set of pancakes on the griddle, it was crazy. It was insane. So we had a line that was down the expo, and everybody was like, oh my God, this is so cool. This is so cute. We get the catering, but how can we just buy pancakes? Like, these are really good. I just want to buy pancakes. And I said, well, that's a good question, actually. I didn't think that far. I didn't even think far enough with the bridal expo. I was like, I don't know how much you charge people. I don't even know how you cater a party. Like,
well, by the way, like, I want to stop you there, because I think that's something I talk about all the time, is that, if you try to figure out everything first and then, then do it, sometimes you won't do it. Right. You're never going to do it. So the fact that you were like, you know what, I'm going to commit first and figure some of this out as I go is, I think one of the biggest tips I could give to anybody out there that's looking to start something is, I don't want to say that like naively, like, oh, don't think about anything. Like, just do it.
Don't think about anything.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Barbara Corcoran. She's my mentor in my head.
Okay.
And when I listened to her speak, and she started her real estate business at like 23, 24. And she said at that time, at that age, there's no risk involved. Like, you work an entry-level job, and if it doesn't work out, you go back to that entry-level job.
Exactly.
So I was like, yeah, there's kind of no risk involved. Like, what I'm just here for the summer anyway. I'll do anything. And so when I went to the expo and they wanted to buy pancakes individually, I said, well, I guess I'll look into it. I don't even know how I'd sell it individually. Do I sell you big portions, small portions? Like, what do I do? And so I went home and I just did some research. I looked it up. I said, oh, well, you know what? I could do like a festival or a farmer's market or something. But because it was March and most of the good markets, you know, the ones that are popular that you would know of, they don't start till May, but they also curate their vendors by like January. So in the beginning of the year, they already know who's going to be in their markets, who's not.
I didn't realize that they were that far ahead.
Yeah, they take markets are very serious, especially if you go to a good one. And since I wasn't well versed in markets, I only knew of popular ones like Smorgasburg and just the, you know, the Grand Bazaar, the bigger markets. And so when I was doing my research in Asbury, they let me come into their market, even though it was pretty late. And so I was like, well, Asbury's kind of far, but whatever, I'll go to Asbury. So I went to Asbury and it was Mother's Day. So this was maybe like a month and a half after I did my first bridal expo. I went to Asbury.
So did you have to buy? You're obviously cooking them right there, right? So how did you get that initial investment to start? Did you just...
The machines really didn't cost much, actually.
Okay.
They were pretty low cost.
Okay.
To start. I guess I bought everything that was like inexpensive as I could possibly buy it, because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what was going on.
You're beta testing at this point. You're like, let me try a bridal show. Let me try like a trade show, like little things.
Small things. The bridal expo, I think it was about $80. The one that I went to. The machines at the time, I don't even know where I ordered them from. But
like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I didn't know what I ordered.
You had a passion for something.
But oh no, you know what? Those machines that I bought for the pancakes, I remember I said I was buying all these ice cream machines. I sold my ice cream machines and then I bought the pancake machines.
Oh, see, okay.
Yeah. But in getting my master's, I always had extra money from going to school and stuff. So I just kind of I would take my student loans and put it into something else.
Imagine if everyone that was going to college got like a small business loan instead of a college loan and went out and just tried.
That'd be so cool.
Tried to do something.
That would be so. But I guess you could take if you get any kind of refund money from your student loans, you could take it in and do something else with it.
Yeah, that's
true. What I did when I was in undergrad. I used to take my student loans and invest in stocks.
Okay.
And then
wow.
Yeah, you don't make like anything
we're gonna have
crazy.
To figure out where this all
came
from. This is because it's amazing that, like, you know, you there's people out there that have that mindset, but then it's like taking it to that next level and actually doing it is that's the hard part. So let's fast forward. You did
super hard.
Yeah, it's so hard. So you did the Asbury Park one. They let you in, and what did you just blow up that day and run out of pancakes?
I did not run out of pancakes. I actually I had enough pancakes because it was Mother's Day. I just kind of assumed, you know, I'll just pack a little extra. But the market was amazing. It was so much fun.
Okay, nice.
We had a crowd and just so much love. We met so many people and it was so exciting that I was like, I just want to keep doing this. Like this is so much fun.
So
all the
how long
people
did you
that
do it for?
So Asbury Park is weird with their rules and regulations. So the city would only allow people who are cooking on site to be on site once a month. Okay. And so after we were there that day, I was like, this is so stupid because now people are all excited. And then when they're like, when are you going to come back? We're like, I don't know. So we were there and then we weren't able to come back until the following month. Okay. So we came back in June. And then after that, after I went to my first bridal expo and I did the Asbury Market, I thought, I was like, this is so much fun. I want to do a bigger bridal expo. And so there was the biggest bridal expo in New Jersey. And to be a vendor there was over $1,000.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't know where I'm getting that money from, but I need to go to this expo. Like I just need to go. And so my family, they helped me and they sent me to the expo and they all came and they did the expo with me.
They're like, we want a 10% return on.
No, they don't want anything.
Oh, that's just cool. Just to
some pancakes while they're there.
So when did you officially open up your shop in Asbury? So you're located right on the beach in Asbury Park, for those of you that don't know.
Right on the boardwalk.
Okay. And what are your hours? When do you open up, when do you close? Because I feel like you're like a late night snack and an early morning.
That is true. That is true. We're most popular in the morning, and then again in the evening. We open 8 to 8.
Okay.
I technically could do later, but I thought it would be a little too much.
Yeah.
And then we close for an hour every day from 1 to 2.
Okay. How's the middle of the day with the beach traffic? Are you getting a lot? Like, when's your busiest time? Is the morning?
Morning is insane.
Yeah.
But in Asbury on the boardwalk, the only other thing open at 8 a.m. is Pliable.
Okay.
And they're cold foods.
Mhm.
So I
This
guess
is
with
like
the cold and the hot, they were like, oh,
Right.
this is great. And so
Uh-huh.
they come in the morning and then again in the evening.
Okay.
And the orders are so different in the morning and the evening. It's funny because in the morning people are like, don't put any whipped cream, don't put any powdered sugar, just maple syrup and a little bit of butter. And then in the evening they're like, I want everything.
That's great. Yeah, I wonder if it would be like a spot that, there's a couple places like downtown, like Mogo, the Korean tacos. They stay open.
Mogo's
I don't know
amazing.
if they stay. I love them too, but some people have like it's not like this. It's not like your traditional taco, right? It's like a Korean taco. It's different, but I love them. But they're open late in downtown, and they crush it. Like I see, like the second the bar is let out, like everybody's there. So by the way, that's just something to think about. You might be able to catch that crowd.
I did think about it,
Mhm.
right? And then of course, all the other owners on the boardwalk are like, "Are you gonna stay open later today?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
on the 4th of July,
Mhm.
I agreed to the 1 extra hour, and so
Mhm.
we stayed open until 9. And from 8 to 9, it was crazy.
Insane.
But
Uh-huh.
I can't catch every single sale in the world. And so
You gotta
if
call
I
it at some
open
point.
at 8,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, okay, I don't need the night crowd here.
Right.
And then there's lots of stuff to get at night. There's the waffles and the ice cream at Coney Waffle and
Right, you have options.
Yeah, there's still food. There's Eddie's Confetti's. You get ice cream there. There's lots of things going on.
Yep.
For me, I can't do that many hours in the day.
Mhm.
And because it was my first year, I knew I'd be so involved. So I'm
So you're
always
there probably all the
around.
time.
Surprisingly, well, during the week, no.
No? Okay.
During the week, no. The weekends, yes. The
Okay.
weekends, I'm there from morning until night.
Until night.
During the week, it's like my mom, my best friend. We just kind of all
all
alternate
pitching in.
and yeah.
Awesome.
But on the weekends, it's crazy on the weekends.
So what? And I know because it's like Asbury Park, and but Asbury Park's also one of those places where even outside of the summer months, it's busy in the winter here. It's so there's a lot of opportunity all year long, which is not customary for a lot of places at the Jersey Shore. But tell me about, you have an amazing following on your Instagram. We were talking about that before. I'm like, how'd you get all these followers? Did you just blow up? Like people just come into the store and want to follow you, or
no, they
there's
didn't.
a story.
So after about we opened officially on May 19th. So we did a soft opening on Mother's Day, which was very symbolic because our first market ever was Mother's Day last year in Asbury Park. But we did a soft opening on Mother's Day. We were open for I just wanted to test it out before I had a grand opening and invited everybody, and I had no idea what was going on. So the soft opening, I was like, okay, this is fine. This is good. We're doing okay.
We're having fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we're having fun. The grand opening, it was grand.
Was it? Okay.
It was grand. So the Asbury Park Boardwalk, their official Instagram, posted us. And so that's where it started.
Wow.
When they posted us, the post got a lot of likes, a lot of engagement. And so I was like, oh, well, this is cool. And so we started getting followers from there. And then in the comments of that post, there were a few people that tagged a New Jersey food creator called Meg Things.
Okay.
So they kept tagging her like at Meg Things, go visit them, go visit them, go visit them.
Oh, Meg Things.
And when she looked at our page, she messaged me and she told me that she just messaged me and asked me what our hours are. I saw her comment back and say like, I'll have to check them out, because she liked our stories. She just thought we were cool. And she liked that we donated to mental health. So she's like, I'm going to check them out. And she DM'd me right after she was getting all those tags and said, what are your store hours? And I said 8 to 8. And she never said anything after that. So I was like, I mean, she's not going to come. Like, she's so busy.
Yeah.
When would she get here?
Yeah.
She came immediately.
Wow.
Immediately.
She's
I didn't know she was.
Take me.
I didn't know she was there. No one saw her. Like, we didn't even see anybody with a camera. Like, she came with the calmest presence, and we had no idea until she posted her video.
Oh no.
And it wouldn't stop. Like,
wow.
the likes, the followers, it wouldn't stop.
Wow.
It just kept going and it kept going and it kept going. And then once she posted it, then other creators were like, I'm coming too. And then they came.
That's amazing.
And it just kept going and it kept going. And so that's how we got that many followers.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, 13,000 followers. That's amazing. Almost at 13.
It was crazy.
And you opened just this summer. This is like you're just getting started.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it was crazy. It was that experience was crazy because with all the followers came the actual in-person people. And we weren't ready for them.
Yeah.
And I felt so bad. We were selling out everything we had by like 10 o'clock.
Wow.
And there was lines. I'm like down the boardwalk and I'm like, I can't tell these people that I have nothing to serve them. Like I have nothing to sell them.
You might be the next the pliable of pancakes. Which pliable is everywhere. I mean,
they're amazing. They started on the boardwalk also.
Yeah.
I think in Belmar.
I know Kathy. I've been trying to get in touch with, I don't know if you've met Kathy, I think she owns the ones in on Main Street and in on Ocean.
Oh, in Asbury?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I met her.
Yeah.
I know her.
Yeah.
So if I see her, I'll let her know.
Yeah, tell her like, what are you waiting for? Now we got Buttermee on here, but no, I think really like what we talk about, like the inspiration that I hope that the show provides. Just kind of talking about how you've committed to doing something before you had it all figured out. You grew like explosively, which by the way happens, right? How many times still like even the most reputable clothing brands, you like go to order something, they're like, sorry, we're sold out of a medium or a small, and you're like, how? Like you're a huge company, so. Tell us about, these are some of the challenges, and I think these are cool to hear about. So you blew up, you're so busy, you're selling out of stuff. Like, what are some of the other obstacles that you've come along this summer that?
Well, you know what? Contrary to popular belief, selling out is a huge obstacle. It's a huge obstacle. I think I've never cried so much in my life than that. We were selling out so badly that I had to close for a week. I didn't have enough staff. I didn't have enough of anything. I actually work with a company locally. They brew our cold brew. They're called Brown's Brews. We love them. Okay. And I called them because I sold out of like a 5-gallon cold brew in one day. And then I called them again and I was like, hey, do you happen to have any more? And they brought me 2 more 5 gallons, so now I had 10 gallons. And I think midday, it was like not even a full day, I was like, do you have any more? Do you have any? And they were like, no, seriously, like this is crazy. So but it's hard because your vendors, they're not prepared for that. Where you get anything from, they're not prepared for that. Then you're on the boardwalk, and so God forbid you move your car. You come back, you're driving around the blocks and there's nowhere to park. The closest grocery store is local. And so you're paying like $9 for a heavy cream. And so at that point, you're practically just giving away products because you lose every ounce of money that it's possible. And then my mixer was breaking because it just couldn't keep up with that demand. And so when we had to close for a week, I was like, I need help.
Did you feel defeated in that moment?
Yeah, no. I actually felt defeated before we closed. I think while we had lines down the boardwalk, and it was taking us 20 minutes to complete orders because we were so backed up. Like we had 5 pages of orders that weren't finished. We had no system, no operation, and the store simply wasn't big enough for that kind of demand. So like picture an Auntie Anne's kiosk in the middle of the mall making 2,000 pretzels a day. Like they couldn't do it. Realistically, we couldn't keep up with what was happening. I had to condense our menu.
What were you so you condensed the menu. That's I think that's the exciting part to hear about now too, because like what did you do, right? I mean, look, maybe you could have said if I had a more detailed plan, maybe I could have avoided some of this, but you never really know at the same time. Like you could have projected half the amount. You can't always be ready for everything.
I did project half.
But the big thing in business is to be ready to weather any of the storms that come our way. So I love to hear more about this. So what did you do to kind of regroup and re-strategize when that happened?
I closed.
Okay.
I closed.
You closed. You're like, I need a break.
It's not even that I needed a break. I just kept saying that I can't work on my business if I work in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was behind the counter, and I just felt I was the most useless behind the counter. Like I can't see what's wrong to fix it if I physically have to stand here and flip these pancakes and decorate and serve them. So I closed because I knew I needed more staff. I needed help. Everybody had to have just a delegated task and position, and so I closed, and I was terrified. I was terrified, and I was sad, and I did feel defeated because I closed in the middle of the day, and I walked down the line, and I told everybody that I explained to them why I had to close in the middle of the day, and I told them that if they come back, whatever they want, them and their whole family, it's on me. Whatever they want.
Nice.
I felt so bad. But I had staff that was behind the counter. They were crying. I was crying. Like it was not a good experience. And when I started, I had hired about 6 people. And in the week that I closed after that, I had about 20 something.
Wow. And where did you end up hiring? How did you find people to hire?
Originally I put up an Indeed ad. And then after that, when we were closing and I knew that I needed more people, I kind of just went to my staff and I was like, "Do you have cousins? Do you have friends?" Like,
and how does a young entrepreneur that, so you did Indeed, you source the people that you know, but how does a young entrepreneur figure out how do I interview? How did you navigate that process?
I actually had probably the most unorthodox interviews imaginable. I don't think I looked at what anyone did in the past or how they did it. I had just fun conversations with everybody. Originally, we had the time at that time, so we made pancakes for every single interview.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was fun. I just had fun. I was like, "Are you a nice person?" That's it. I don't care about anything else.
There you go. Qualifications. Be nice.
Yeah, that's it. Just be nice, because you can teach people to do anything. Like. And it's not a hard job. It's a fun job.
It's fun. So, you're on the beach. It's summertime.
Yeah,
people are happy.
I just want to have fun. My work environment is so important to me. I wanted everybody to be friends. I want them to be friendly with each other. I just want them to have fun. And they work better when they're friendly with each other. Right. Which is how we ended up closing for an hour every day. It gave us time to reset, but I also wanted them to eat together.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they just work better. And
do they get to eat for free?
Yeah, they can do whatever they want.
Cool. Not everybody does that.
Yeah, I know.
Not everybody does that, but I think that goes a long way. Yeah. I love
So
people. If you're looking to get free pancakes, just apply for a job.
Apply for a job.
So tell us about, so we're kind of hearing some of the trials and tribulations. And then the next step is like, how's not to get like too invasive, but like, how's the revenue? Like now you got to break down the numbers. Okay, here's what I'm making. Here's what I'm paying. Here's the rent, the cost of it. How are you doing with that side of running a business?
So we do fine. But in your first year, it's all reinvestment, like all reinvestment. So you're like, you don't make nearly as much as your staff makes. Like I run payroll every 2 weeks, like $15,000. Yeah. Wow. And because we're on a boardwalk, I need the staff. It's a lot of labor. And so then you pay for it. And then you're in a prime location, you pay prime location prices. Yeah, absolutely. And then when you make over a certain amount, then the boardwalk, they get their own percentage of profits, and so then you pay that also. Like,
I didn't realize that. So on top of the cost of renting the location, they keep a piece of the profit. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I had no idea. Yeah. That's a little insider information there, because obviously anybody would know that if they look to rent a place, but that's interesting.
Yeah. It's not uncommon for popular locations.
Yeah. Everything's privately owned. It's not like the beaches are, people come to New Jersey, they're like, wait, you charge to go to the beach? Yeah. That's crazy. Well, that's really cool to hear this story. 24 years old to open a business. There's people that have been dreaming about opening businesses their whole life and haven't done it. And what I want to get into, like the menu, and I want to talk about the pancakes a little bit. But before we move there, like, is there any words of advice that you like would tell yourself looking back now, or that you would tell someone else that has a passion that wants to start a business?
I actually was just giving some words of advice to someone who came in the store and they were talking to me. They told me they want to start a business because they don't want to work for anybody else. And they were like, I just want more freedom with my time. And I was like, well, I don't think that's the best reason. only because you're not going to get freedom with your time. Like you don't get freedom with your time. Maybe not in the beginning, or eventually you do, but when you start, you don't own a business. The business owns you. And whether you're tired, you have to get up. Like whether you're sad, you have to get up. No, you can't call out. In the beginning, you can't afford to hire the staff. You are the staff, and and so you just have to do it.
Did you expect that level of commitment would be needed when you started?
Yes, my godmother owns a bakery.
Okay,
and she is one of the hardest working people I've ever met.
Where's the bakery?
In Harlem.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's called LA Sweets.
All right. Yeah. Shout out to LA Sweets.
Yes.
And so some inspo might have came from her.
Oh, definitely. I didn't even know people could own businesses until she opened her own when I got older. And then when I graduated undergrad, I think it was about 20, she let me relaunch her business. Oh, and I had so much fun. I was like, I want to do this too.
Oh, so that's cool. So you got a little taste of what that would be like.
Yeah.
So you anticipated this is gonna be hard work.
I knew it was gonna be hard.
Yeah.
It's actually easier than what I thought it was gonna be before I started.
Because you have more customers than you thought you would have. Is that why?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And then also I never understood not how the revenue works, but how your cash flows. Because I was like, am I gonna make enough that I can actually pay all of the expenses that I have? And I knew that I had big expenses.
Yeah.
So
were you prepared to carry a certain amount of those expenses on your own in the beginning?
No,
not
really. No,
like,
I mean,
this better work.
I was
I don't know what's gonna
panicking,
happen.
and so I put aside, I'd say maybe like $10,000, which silly me. Silly me. I was like, that's not enough. It's not until we had to close, and then when we had to close, in order for me to keep up with such high volume, like we sell a frozen orange juice, and the slushy machine that I bought, it's a single, and so every time it ran out, then you'd have to fill it up and wait for it to freeze again. And it was bad. So we'd be sold out of it for about 20 minutes. And people wanted it so much that they were like, can I just pay and come back? And so now we were on back order for slushies. And I was like, okay, that's not going to work either. So we had to get new refrigerator, new slushy machine. So
a lot of investment.
That's when I called my mentor and I was like, I need you to help me. I need you to help me.
What do I do next?
Yeah. So then I took her as an investor, and she changed my life. And
oh wow, that's great.
Now I'm like,
you might be changing hers too. Who knows how big this is going to get?
Well, you know what? She built her own very big business.
Yeah.
She used to own an ice cream business called Tasty Delights.
Oh, nice.
And my mom used to take me there when I was younger. It was her favorite ice cream store.
And so was she younger entrepreneur as well, or?
Well, she was doing other things before that, so I would say so. She's always been,
just motivated.
Just
it's good that you have a mentor.
She's great.
How important is it to have a mentor?
It's really important to have a mentor. It's so necessary. I always knew it was necessary, but I was like, how do you find a mentor? Like, how do you find a mentor? My mentor found me. So
it's interesting. Like, I hope that this podcast can serve as almost kind of like a mentorship to some extent, right?
That's where I got all my mentorship first.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Before I was able to have a physical mentor that I can call and ask questions, I searched podcasts. I listened to business owners that had similar stories, similar ways of doing business. I would listen to everything that they had. Like Barbara Corcoran, she's still my mentor in my head.
Yeah, that's it. I love that.
Yeah, I want to meet her one day. But I
maybe we can get her on the podcast. We could do it together and bring her some pancakes. That would be good.
I would love to. If she comes, please call me.
Yeah. So tell us about the menu. What are you guys serving?
So just mini pancakes, really. And we have specialty drinks, but it really is just pancakes.
Okay. How are you inspired? Like, tell me about the flavors. Tell me about the different options that you have.
So when I was sitting down and I finally decided I was going to go outside, I would do a bridal expo. My favorite part was curating the menu. I really like food. And so I was thinking about just flavors that I thought I'd really like to have.
Okay.
And then I had my best friend who was just brainstorming with me. So she contributed the spiced banana. That's her flavor.
Okay.
I'm not a banana person, so
Spiced banana. What's on that?
It has a flambéed rum sauce
Okay.
and slices of bananas, and then walnuts.
Okay. I
It's
think
kinda
I've seen that one
Bananas Foster-esque.
before. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm not a banana person, so
you're
I
not
was
a banana person. You
No,
want
I'm
a
not.
pancake
I'm not,
person.
so I've never tried the spiced banana with the banana, but I love it without the banana.
All right, there you go.
I don't like bananas at all.
Okay. Yeah, my son doesn't like them either. He had too many when he was a kid. So, what are like the 3 most popular pancakes that you can order that you get orders for up there?
The Buttermee Signature. That one is bacon, maple syrup, and a cinnamon sugar whipped butter.
Wow.
Yeah, we make that butter. It's so good.
That's a good one.
It's a good butter.
She didn't bring any, but we're gonna go take some.
No, please come.
We're coming up.
Please
no,
come
we are.
and let me know when you're coming. Like just message me before you come.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And so that's the number one order that you're getting.
That's the most popular. And then after that, it's Nutella. People love Nutella. They love Nutella.
They do.
And then the third one, it fluctuates depending on the week. So sometimes it's the cookie butter, but the cookie butter is staff favorite. Like we all love the salted cookie butter.
What's on that? Just
Biscoff cookie butter, and then the Biscoff cookie crumble.
Oh my
gosh,
it's
so good.
Sounds amazing.
No, it is so good. That one, that's my favorite. And it's the staff favorite for some reason.
Yeah. Okay.
And then so it'll fluctuate between that flavor and the spiced banana. And then sometimes, like depending on the day, s'mores will be really popular.
Wow.
So like
how many different options are there?
6.
6. Okay.
Oh no, you know what? Before we get to all of those, strawberries and cream is actually the 3rd most popular.
That sounds very
strawberries and white chocolate chips. So
that sounds very good.
That one is good too. That one is good too.
When you think about, your business, like, is there what are some of your future goals? We were talking about what you're going to do in the fall. I'm sure your customers are giving you feedback, but when you think about the future of this business, where are you taking it?
I had decided from when I started, and I still don't know what that means. I just want to add to the fun. That's it. I just want to add to the fun. So any location that I feel like I'm adding to the fun, I'll go there.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't want to just go somewhere random and like put up a store just because I can. There's no fun. I love communities. So I love to be a part of a community. Yeah. So anywhere that has big community presence and I could just add to your fun in your area, that's what I want.
Well, if you have any suggestions on where Shanyah should open up the next Buttermee Pancakes, you could leave it in the comments below.
Yeah, I really do listen to the suggestions. I look in the area as soon as I get a little inkling. I'm like, I'll drive there. I'll go.
Check it out. I mean, I don't think Asbury could have been any better of a choice, honestly. I think
Asbury was it for me when I did my first expo. I love this area. I had loved it before that, but when I did the first expo, I was in love. I wanted to be there so badly.
Had you gone to Asbury Park before them?
I did. I went because I like Cousins, the lobster rolls, and I looked and saw that they had a physical location instead of just the trucks going around, and so I was like, let's go see this beach. Let's go. And then they also had Sugar Pop had pinkberry ice yogurt, and it's hard to get pinkberry over here, and I had like pinkberry, so I was like, let's go to the beach. And so we all went, and my mom, she loved it also, and her birthday is July 6th. So she was like, oh, this is going to be fun for my birthday. We'll beach. And so then we just were going back to Asbury pretty frequently. And after I did my first market in Asbury, I looked at the food containers on the boardwalk, and I actually wanted to be in a food container. I did not want a store. I think that's why it's confusing for me to know exactly where I want to go. I know ultimately I want to be in Disney.
Wow.
So like that, I know I'm going there.
That's a big future plan right there.
Yeah, that. So everything that I do is so that Disney can call me.
That's amazing. We're gonna have to tag Disney on the next post. That we do.
Let's do that.
Disney doesn't have any tiny pancakes. They're missing out.
They don't. They need tiny, but they should call me. Yeah. I will do it. I will do it.
Well, what do you think the advantages and disadvantages are of having a fixed location versus something that can be more flexible?
Well, you know what? when I ended up in this fixed location, I decided that it was all advantages and that I hate traveling.
Yeah.
I don't love the markets and the pop-ups. I don't miss anything about it. I think that it's so much harder. It's so much harder, and it's not nearly as fun. I don't think you can put all your passion into it because you don't ever get to see the same faces.
You could see that.
And that's not so exciting. Like, we love getting to see the same faces and
being a part of the community.
Yeah, we feel like we have a home, and then you come into our home, and every day it's something different when you come visit us. But I love that. I don't love popping up here and popping up there. We don't know anything about the people. We don't really get to foster like really nice connections. You build no rapport, so that's not fun at all. And then the lifting involved with popping up places. I mean, I guess if you have a truck, it's a little bit better, but New Jersey is not food truck friendly, so I don't encourage anybody to open a food truck in New Jersey. Okay, well, that's a good tip. Yeah. What do you think about? Have you ever thought about franchising? No. In theory, I've thought about it. In theory, I've been like, oh, you know what? Maybe I should franchise, because you move a lot faster when you franchise. You can establish yourself as a brand a lot quicker. But I thought about all the best retail food businesses that I know, and then when you look them up, they don't franchise. And I feel like it's for a reason. I don't think you're able to control your quality as much. And I sell pancakes, only pancakes. And so because I only sell pancakes, I do spend a good amount of money on ingredients. What is it? Do you know your numbers very well? Like what it costs you to make one of the pancakes versus what it's costing? Like, do you watch like the profit? Like are you watching Shark Tank? I love Shark Tank. You do? I do love Shark Tank. I can't say that I specifically know my numbers for the summer. I knew my numbers when I knew exactly where I was buying my products from. Yeah. But now that I have all these different distributors, and they sometimes when they're not fast enough, then I have to go to the stores and buy my margin. Yeah, it changes my margins. But this is the exciting part about running a business, right? Because I'd imagine you like to be challenged. Oh, I love it. So this has got to be like getting your master's degree is probably easier than what you're trying to accomplish right now. Significantly. I think so. Now I'm in my next phase of panic because we're approaching the end of the season and I have to know what I'm doing next. I have really bad anxiety, and I feel like I don't have any control over anything that's going on, and that's making me panic a little. I'm like, no. I need to know what we're doing next. I need to be able to start working on it, start planning. Before I started on the boardwalk, I had like an 80-page manual on operations, and I'm like, this manual is kind of nonsense because you don't know anything about your operations. But I was like, I don't care. I need a rough guideline. Like I need to know something, and so I've been panicking a little about not knowing where I'm going next. I think that's a good next question, because business owners are going to, come into these challenges within their, think about restaurants during COVID as an example. Talk about panic, right? Or hotel industries. How are you staying positive while you go through these new entrepreneurial journeys and challenges? If you ask my mom, I'm not. We should have brought mom here today, and she would have helped out with the question. Oh, but, she would have lots to say. Yeah. No, I don't think I stay positive. I don't think so. But I am a firm believer that I thrive better under pressure and under negative circumstances. Yeah. So I think if I allow myself to be too positive, then I won't push as hard. Interesting. So I don't. The pressure keeps you moving. Yeah. Okay. I'm like, no, here's what's wrong with this, and this is why you can't be satisfied. You're like, I'm not comfortable. Yeah, never get comfortable. No, I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied. Yeah. I'm never happy. Well, you know what? I think that being like content or like getting too comfortable, you could be like on cruise control, right? And you can't. My old mentor used to say, you can't cruise uphill, right? So you really do always have to have your foot on the gas as a business owner. And I like to say, as someone that runs multiple businesses, and I'm thinking today, like, you could wake up in the morning and have like one of those mornings where you have so much stuff on your plate, right? But
my advice to listeners and to you as a new business owner would be just to, stay positive as much as you can. Believe that things are going to work out because they are. You're going to find a way. This is the exciting part about being a business owner, is to overcome these little challenges. And I believe in the power of like manifestation. And
me too.
Right?
Me too.
It happens. And, if you just think like, great people are going to come to me, opportunities are going to come my way. Hopefully we could get you more exposure here and people will have some insight on like where you should be next. Right.
I'd love that.
And maybe that's a great post to put out on social media too. Where do you want to see us? Where do you know of any places that are available? Like where do you want us to be? And so, we love that you chose Asbury Park. Asbury Park's right here, in my local community. So
I love Asbury.
Yeah, thank you. And if there's anything we could do to continue to help each other, let's do it. And I'm so happy that you joined us here today.
I'm so happy that you invited me.
Yeah.
I had so much fun. This is so exciting.
Any last parting words to somebody out there that's maybe looking to do something like what you're doing?
Just go outside.
Mm-hmm.
Just go outside.
Mm-hmm.
My life changed significantly when I got up and went outside.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, from the people that I got to meet and the experiences that I've had, I just got up and went outside. It didn't matter what I was doing. It doesn't have to be the biggest thing in the world,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're doing anything with business. Just go outside.
Get out. Yeah.
Join any event that you can, participate in any kind of community that you can, just meet people. And be nice to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be nice. Be kind. That's like, if you don't have a tagline, that should be it. Be kind, have fun. It sounds like the two things I think of when I think of Buttermee now.
Oh, yeah. No, that's it. That's my only motto. Just be nice, have fun. That's also my motto for my staff.
That's
Just
good.
be nice and have fun.
Well, it sounds like you're running an amazing culture. Not only do you have delicious food, but you sound like you're a great leader, and the culture makes a big difference. Yeah. And so we're excited to continue to support you here on the podcast. And if you guys want to go check out, all the social links will be here. Comment, let us know what you think, and go visit Buttermee Pancakes over in Asbury Park.
We'll be here.
All right. We'll see you guys soon.